About three dudes, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the Bible. One of my favorite stories in the Bible. One of my favorite stories in the Bible. Standing in front of millions. The leader there in that area had built a statue of himself and told everybody to bow. Everybody to bow. Almost like an idol, like a god. He told everybody to bow. Everybody bowed except these three people. The three dudes, they didn't bow. So word got back like, yo, those three dudes didn't bow. Bring them up to me, he said. Bring them up to me. We're gonna holler at them real quick. They get up there, and the king of the area told them, he said, you know, this is like your last chance. You know, we don't tolerate this. You're gonna bow, and you're going to serve the statue. You're gonna serve the God here. And they were polite. They were so polite. They said, Your Majesty, no. We serve the one true King, and we're just not gonna bow. To make a long story short, the punishment for the three dudes basically was a fiery furnace that was turned up to the most high of flame, of temperature. It was so high that the people that bound the three guys up to put them in the furnace, they even died from the flame. They put them in, and they were in there for a while, and the king looked in and said, yo, I only put three people in there. I only put three people in there. But I see a fourth person. I see a fourth person, and he looks like a god. He calls upon their name and says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, come out. Come out. They come out. The chains that they had that bounded them up were off of them. But this is where it gets me at. They said, no ashes. Nothing was burned. But not even the smell of smoke was on them. And it's so amazing, but it goes a little deeper than that. The king of the land is so shocked and so amazed that he falls to his knees and praises their God and says, whoever your God is, that's who we serve now. And he made all the millions of people say, we're serving their God because their God is real. And he showed himself strong today. We're serving your God. And anybody that doesn't, there was a punishment for them. But I love this story because of how strong God is and how strong he works. But what I loved about this story is how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego operated throughout the whole process. They were targeted out of millions. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was targeted out of millions to serve another God. They could have felt uncomfortable. They could have felt offended. They could have got mad. They could have said anything they want, but they stayed calm. They stayed calm. They got called up in front of everybody and said, yo, y'all got one more chance to bow to this God. And if you don't, we're going to kill you. And they still stayed calm. I think that's so amazing. They stayed calm and they was polite and they still respected the king of their land, that land at the time, and said, Your Majesty, we're just not going to bow because we serve the one true King who lives in heaven. And the king was just so upset, and the world was so like, yo, what's up? Like, so they were thrown into the fiery furnace to die. Never once did they complain, God, why us? God, why are we getting ready to die? God, you said if we believe in you, you would save us. So why, God? Why are you not showing up for us? They didn't say a word. They didn't say, oh, we serve God and our God is real. And they didn't say any of that. But they stood on the word of God. They stood firm. And they said, we will not bow because we only serve one true King. So they were set to die. You know, I always joke with some of my boys and I say, yo, what if they was like little, like in between each other, like, yo, we really about to die. And even then, even in there probably whispering like, yo, we really about to die right now, this is crazy. They still stood. And they walked into the fire furnace, bound and everything. And God showed up. But it's to the point where God had no choice but to show up. We blame God not for showing up, but we operate in stuff that he can't operate in. We move in all this sin and then say, okay, God, move now. Please show up. Do something for me. If anybody comes against us wrong, we automatically are right at them. Oh, man, nah. Oh, I don't know who you think you talk to. Whatever, maybe we come all crazy. All of a sudden, the inner person comes out. We all acting all out, acting all crazy. Then we get home and say, oh, but God, can you help me out here? I ain't like how so-and-so acted. But he's like, I tried. But you're moving and stuff. I don't. I'm a God of love. I'm a God of peace. I don't operate in strife. I don't operate in division. But we operate in these things and then expect God to just come and be all helpful to us. It doesn't work like that. It is us first. And that comes from being in the Word and understanding who He is. It comes from being in the Word and standing on something firm and saying, I'm going to stand for this. No matter what the world throws at us, we stand firm and say, okay. Whether it's a refreshment, we say, just breathe. We look up to God and say, okay, you see this situation. I'm coming to you because you're my God. I seek you every day. And I believe you are the one true King and you have won all my victories. So Father, move on my behalf. Now we're giving Him room to move now. We stayed calm, we stayed on the Word, we stayed in love and peace. I'm going to love you. You're going to come at me all crazy, but I'm going to love you because God put me on this earth to love, and win some souls along the way. I can't judge you. I can't judge you. God didn't tell me judge you. I'm not allowed to judge you. If I judge you, now God can't bless me. If I don't forgive you, now God can't bless me. So I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to love you. Because guess what? I'm not only setting myself free, but I'm setting you free too. People come at you all bitter, all hurt. They hurt you. Instead of getting into your feelings, love them. Because they need that. They're just hurt too. Love them. Make them sit back and say, yo, what is it that they got that I'm treating them all bad and they still continue to love me? Show them the light that you are. Give God some room to bless us. Let Him see, okay, thank you. You moved in love. You moved in unity. You moved in peace. Now I can move. You set the ground ready for me to move now. Now I can reach that person. Now you're free. Now they're free. Let people see the light inside of us. We don't have to operate in sin, then come to God and expect Him to move. And then when He don't move, we blame Him for it. We can't blame God no more. There is no why God. It's why us. It is why us.